I got my third cup of coffee of the day, so if I sound like a spaz, it's because I'm lit on caffeine. So we're going to talk about handguns. This is my Glock 19 Gen 5. This is my Boomer Ruger 1911. A little background, I grew up in central New York up until 7 months ago. So I didn't get to experience handguns. By the time I was ready to do all the paperwork and everything, me and my wife had decided that we were moving, so I didn't even fucking bother anymore. Um, so until 7 months ago, my background with handguns was my grandfather taught me how to shoot a 22 semi-automatic pistol. Then he moved me up to a 1911 and a 357 Magnum. And it was very limited. The most I shot of those pistols were his 22. Basically, me and my cousin just shooting shit in the backyard, cans and whatnot with the 22. So it's very limited. I'm, always learning more and more about guns as time goes on, but I'm really buckling down and trying to learn about handguns, how to use them, how to shoot them safely, be more knowledgeable with them because now that I do not live in New York, it was much easier to get my concealed carry, um, and all that. So when I got down here, got my ID, got this the same day. The upgrades I've made to this are replace the iron sights with Ameriglow sights. It is a plain black and then red front. I like that a lot. It's very, very nice. Works out really well. Um, this is just because I really, really like 1911s. I just got a really good deal on this at a local pawn shop. Um, God's Caliber and all that type of stuff, America. It's really, really fun. Uh, there's probably 1,000 rounds, approaching 1,000 rounds with this. There's probably like 500 to 600 through this. Um, yeah, basically, I'm trying constantly not to buy gun things I don't need. Um, yeah, trying not to buy gun things I don't need. So this is basically how I want this gun. The Glock 19 to me is it's big enough that you could basically do anything with it, but small enough that you can conceal carry it comfortably. I know people conceal carry this. I know they do it. Good for them. I don't really want to do it unless I'm pretending to be in Miami Vice with a shoulder holster, which I'm going to do. I also going to get one for this, but it's probably going to be a Safariland shoulder holster. I don't care what you think about it. It's going to be cool. I wear a vest a lot, so it's just going to go under that. Um, so Glock 19, I think, is just about perfect for anybody. Maybe if you're like, I don't have huge hands. I basically wear medium gloves, if that is a good reference point for you. And this fits really, really well in my hand. This, with its thin grip, fits even better in my hand. Um, and I really like that. So, right now, my debate is, do I go all in on this and get like the magwell and get a threaded barrel and get the brake I want and get an RMR put on here, um, or do I leave because I like this the way it is. I think if you have a concealed carry gun, it should be keep it simple, stupid. Don't put an RMR on it. Don't put a brake on it. Don't put a magwell on it. Just do these little quality of life things. Like I have a Tango Down Larry Vickers extended mag release on here, and I have those Ameriglow sights. That's all I've done to this. Besides that, it's a stock Glock 19 Gen 5, which I think that is like the RMR on a handgun. I get it. I get all the pros with it. But to me, if I'm going to carry this thing every day, I just want to worry about keeping around in the chamber, keeping it clean, and that's about it. Beyond that, I think this is what a handgun, a concealed carry gun should be. I'm very new to it, handguns in general, so I'm trying to keep it simple for now. Um, I really, really, so my current like obsession with guns right now is a shotgun loadout, however you want to carry ammo. I have a Mossberg 500 or a Mossberg 590 12 gauge, and kind of my idea right now is to get a few more things for that, and then also have a handgun to pair with it that is a full size um, Beretta 92X red dot optic, red dot ready. So basically, that would have all the bells and whistles on it, full size handgun, and that's to be a full size backup with your shotgun, because a shotgun's awesome, but it lacks in a lot of things, mainly magazine capacity. Um, so, again, trying not to buy things I don't need. I already have a full size gun right here. So, it's not as capable in a lot of ways uh, as a Beretta 92. This, just being what a 1911 is, people have carried them for decades and decades. The U.S. military didn't change this thing until like 84 or 85 when they went to the Beretta 92 or the M9. But these things are tried and true. Um, the 1911 speaks for itself. I don't need to go on about it. Um, Glocks are really cool. Glocks are boring. I like my Glock 19 a lot. I really, really like this thing, but they're boring as hell. Um, like, just look at this compared to this. Like, this thing looks wise, blows this thing out of the water. Um, Function wise, they've both done exactly what I need them to do. Whatever ammo I put in this thing, different types of self defense loads, different brands of FMJs, different brands of self defense ammo. It's ran all of it. Both of these have not had a malfunction yet. I know that's not saying a lot. People have way more ammo on both of these types of guns than I do, higher round counts than I do on both of these guns. Um, but just my personal experience with them, they've been awesome. Um, so kind of what I'm toying with right now is looking into a full size gun. It's not a priority by any means, because I have my concealed carry, and then I also have a full size 45. The thing with handguns is they are uh, they are tools to get to your rifle, um, because pistols are great, um, to an extent. Um, this is my concealed carry gun every day. I carry this sometimes, but it's more of a open carry, kind of like I'm going to be walking around in the middle of nowhere kind of gun. So I'm not really worried about having to hide it. I'm not worried about having to, be discreet. This is a little more discreet. Um, so going back to my outlook on handguns, like, again, me learning more about them as time goes on. During COVID, the ammo shortage and everything like that, 9mm was hard to come by, and 45 was hard to come by. What was not hard to come by, at least in my area of Central New York, I was still living there at the time, was 40 Smith and Wesson. Um, I thought a lot about getting a police trade-in Glock 23 in 40 Smith and Wesson. Um, I'm probably not going to do that, because as I learned more about 40 Smith and Wesson, it does not have the best reputation as far as longevity in its guns. My father has a Smith and Wesson M&P concealed carry gun. Whatever the Smith and Wesson model is, I don't know, but it's in 40 Smith and Wesson, and he doesn't like it for the most part. He's probably going to change it out pretty soon. Um, I didn't like it at all. For some reason, maybe it's just his gun, but the 40 drops so fast. Again, I'm learning about guns. Maybe that's just 40. Um, but no matter what ammo he's put in that thing, the 40 drops off so fast. I don't know what the case is, but I don't like it. I didn't like his gun. I don't like the 40. I'm probably the only handgun that I'm going to try to get relatively soon is some flavor of 357. Just because I want a revolver. I'm kind of taking lessons from COVID and everything. Obviously, I have a good amount of 9mm. I have a good amount of 45. And I want a good amount of 357 Magnum and 38 Special. I don't know exactly what I'm getting yet, but that's going to be a handgun that I get basically just for, different gun, different capabilities. Again, that's something my grandfather taught me on, was 357 and 38. He had a Smith & Wesson something or other. I haven't seen it in years. But yeah, basically handguns are new to me, so I'm learning as I go. Glock 19s, Glocks in general, you know them. Pretty much everybody does. People that aren't as much in the know, even as me. Basically all guns are Glocks to people. If you've seen one Glock, you've seen them all pretty much. They're boring, but they work, and they're not super expensive. They're not the best. They're definitely not the worst, though. Um, I've debated on selling this and getting some other like 9mm but full size. But I really like 45 and I really like 1911s. It's kind of just what I want. I've also thought about selling this and basically trying to get as much of my money back as I can, and then spending basically the same amount as I bought this for on a more expensive 1911. Because as much as I like this Ruger and as good as it's been, I kind of want a better one. Who knows what, down the line, who knows. But 45 is really cool. What else was I gonna say? Yeah, Glock 19, really good for concealed carry. This is a little more overt. Again, trying not to buy things that I don't need, which is, I think, a lesson that all gun guys should kind of exercise a little restraint. If you've got the money, buy more ammo instead of like a new gun or something. That's why I haven't bought like a Beretta 92X. That's why I haven't bought a 357, because I'd rather buy more ammo, go practice with the guns I already have. Eventually, I'll get that 357 Magnum. Eventually, I'll get a full-size 9mm, probably the Beretta 92X. That's kind of been like my recent obsession as far as like guns go. Yeah. Thanks for listening to me ramble. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions, let me know. Start a discussion, which is better, 45 God's caliber, 9mm. No, I'm kidding. Don't start that war in the comments, please. But thanks for watching, guys.